Hello everyone, I'm Palador, this is Overwatch, and here's some gameplay. Let's get straight to it. Today we are on the map of Lijiang Tower. It's a King of the Hill map. So both teams will be attacking and fighting for control over the center point. Today I am playing as the black-robed villain of Overwatch, Reaper himself. Reaper does his name justice. He will tear people apart like it's nothing on the front line. Now he does have a lot of damage fall off at medium ranges and beyond, so he's definitely a close range hero, but he is a very effective one at that. So Reaper, he treads the line between being a flanking hero and a frontline offensive hero. In reality, he can do a respectable job at both, so depending on the day, depending on the game, you will see me doing both as Reaper. Just depends. His abilities are very friendly towards that. His passive ability is called the Reaping, which allows him to pick up these little red orbs off of fallen enemies, and they're considered the souls of said enemies, and they'll heal him for 50 hit points a pop. So it can lead to being kind of snowbally in the middle of a fight. It'll allow Reaper to sustain himself while in the middle of combat as long as he's continually destroying foes. Along with that, he has his shift ability, which is great as a escape ability. Now, it can be used as an initiation, but generally I like to use it as a escape. It's called Wraith Form. It allows him to transform into a shadowy wisp of a figure. It'll make him move faster for several seconds, and it's on a short 8-second cooldown. So it's really great for escaping tight situations right after getting up in the enemy's face. His E ability is much more of a flanking tool, which allows him to teleport. It's called Shadow Step, and it'll allow him to teleport a medium-ish range, either behind or above the enemies. But it's worth noting, too, that it does give an audible audio cue towards enemies, so if they're good with keeping their ears open, they may anticipate your approach. So it's definitely something to be aware of. Right there, I just used my Q ability, my ultimate, which is Death Blossom. Death Blossom doesn't need too much explaining. He turns into a spiral of death, raining bullets in every direction and rapidly killing anything in sight if they don't pay attention to you. Just taking care of that Tracer there, who was trying to get around our flank, but I anticipated. I saw her coming, so I met her around the corner and shot her in the face. Reaper is great with destroying pretty much anyone, as I've said already. He is great against squishies, of course, but he is also amazing at killing tanks. He is pretty much the designated tank shredder of Overwatch. The title maybe went to McCree before his fan the hammer nerfs, but at this point, Reaper is pretty much the destroyer of tanks because of how large most of the tanks in the game are, how huge their hitboxes are. It is easy to deal a lot of damage really quickly to a tank hero. So with that said and done, we got the first round secured, 100% to 0. The enemy team wasn't able to make any kind of a significant push on the point at all, and we just kept them at bay for the duration of that round. So at this point, we'll just begin the second round on this map, on this version of Lijiang Tower. This one's a little bit more open, has a big courtyard in the middle, just as well as the center point has a bit of it's surrounded by empty space on the ledges, so you can be pushed off by Pharahs, by Lucios. It's something to be mindful of before turning a corner over at this point. So this point, you'll just see me doing what I've been doing, just not playing as much of a flanker Reaper at this juncture. I'm just being more of a frontline hero because that's all we've needed to do. Our friendly team has done a good job of keeping the pressure on, and I haven't really needed to make journeys around the flanks. I've just been getting right up into the enemy's faces, blasting them as long as I can, just like here, just trading off with a Pharah, trading off with a Junkrat, and anytime I sense some danger, I was getting a bit close to the Junkrat there and his grenades, so I used my Wraith Form to evade potential damage and then shot him right out of the gate after going back to human form, or whatever Reaper is. And that's basically how I want to play Reaper a lot of the time. Just get up in their faces, blast them, and as soon as you see your health whittle down, or as soon as you feel like you're about to be in danger by an enemy ult or a hook or what have you, just use your Wraith Form and get back to the friendly arms of your friendly team, or just get to a health pack like I will often do. That movement speed boost will help you greatly in those escapes, so that's why it's just such a great frontline kind of tool for Reaper. Just like right there, the Tracer was getting me down to below half health. I had 80 some health, so I used my Wraith Form and went straight for the giant health pack and healed myself up, and the Tracer opted not to follow me, so I'm fine with that for now. And now I'm just waiting for the friendly team to get back from spawn after they were wiped off the point a minute ago. I do have my ult at the ready, so I just want to make sure that the enemy team gets sufficiently distracted before I come on in and do my damage, which I did just there. Able to wipe, once again, the entire enemy team just about off the point, without taking too many losses, if any, ourselves. So we're right back on it. The enemy team did manage to get 31% off of that cap, but we captured it back from them and now are sitting at 40 plus, and just hopefully hold on to it for the duration of this round. Coming up on the enemy's flank here now, I'm mindful of the fact that the enemy team was about to return from the spawn after being wiped off the map, so I was just trying to go around the flank there and deal a little bit of damage, deal a little bit of harassment. Unfortunately for me, I got in trouble there. I had about 1 second left on my cooldown for my Wraith Form, so wasn't able to quite escape that, and I took my first death of the game. As we can see there in the middle of the screen, the rest of our friendly team has also fallen to the enemy, unfortunately, so I'm not going to be too hasty here. Just want to wait for the friendlies to come back from spawn before I make any kind of significant move. The last thing you want to do, whether it's on King of the Hill or payload or otherwise, you don't want to just die one at a time. The only thing that will guarantee is that you're always down a player or two every time in every fight, and that's never something that you want to happen. In that case, I got little bit silly, got hooked by the Roadhog, who unexpectedly popped the corner, and he handed me my second death just like that. So we can see with the little chevrons there, the little pointers in the screen, we can see a few of our teammates there trying to contest. Our Tracer was unfortunately killed, so we're just going to continue to poke at the enemy, but hopefully not commit too much until our teammates get back. Looks like the Winston here on our team has kind of the same mindset. He's not getting too happy with his leaps, so he's just hanging out here with me, waiting for the friendly team to return. I know a lot of times, and I still make this mistake, but a lot of times, you know, people want to be all hasty and get that instant gratification and get those quick kills and try to carry a team, but it doesn't usually work like that in Overwatch. Very rarely does it work. Maybe with certain heroes you can pull it off, but most of the time you want to move and assault and defend as a cohesive team. If you're just dying one at a time, you're just guaranteeing you'll be outnumbered for every matchup, and lots of the times that'll mean you lose. So whichever team stays together the best is usually the team who wins, even if their skill level might be a little bit lower. This is a team game after all. So it is at overtime currently. We're at 73% cap. The enemy has the point currently at 99%, so we're just trying to contest it before the game ends. I use my teleport skill to get right above the enemy and take out the Lucio. He's obviously a priority target on the enemy team, so I want to make sure I deny them any kind of heals or any shields from his potential ult. So with the Lucio taken care of, we managed to kill off their tanks, their Zarya and their Roadhog, without too much trouble. And once again, capture the point and capture the impending victory from the grasp of the enemy team. They almost had it, but the friendlies have done a great job of fending them off and taking it back. So here, just going after the Tracer. I am well aware of the fact that the rest of her team is kind of separated, so I'm not too scared. Just want to mess with her before she does too much harass damage to our friendlies. And then getting right on the back of the enemies here, taking out the Pharah, who's of course an offensive priority, deals the bulk of the damage on their team, and can do devastating damage in combination with the Zarya, obviously. And with that little flanking maneuver, we were able to help fend off the enemies for the last time and secure the victory. So here we are, end of the match. It's all done. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this gameplay. I'm still trying to play Reaper some more and the other offensive heroes, get more acquainted with them, get better at them. But I thought this was a pretty decent effort. We only got dealt a couple deaths. We shut out the enemy for the most of the match. went on a 20 kill streak across 2 rounds, so I'm happy enough with that. So thank you once more for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked my content, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. And if you don't want to, then don't. It's cool. I understand. But it keeps me going, so I appreciate all of that. So until next time, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you around.